good afternoon, good morning, good night. I'm happy that you're here with me again with Wisdom on Wednesdays with Ray. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you spending your afternoon, your morning, your evening with me. Thank you so much for commenting and talking about our various topics over the last few weeks. Thank you for sharing our content with your friends, with your coworkers. Thank you so much, but we still need your help. We need to get up to 400 subscriptions, 400 more subscriptions to get to that magic 500. I know we can do it together. So this afternoon, this evening, this morning, my subject matter with Wisdom on Wednesdays is about us being in the space of being honest. That's right. Wise people are honest people. Now, I know somebody said, well, nobody can be honest all the time. Well, that's accurate. No one's honest all the time. But what you can do as a wise person is you can be honest with yourself. You can be honest with yourself about the accomplishments that you've made. You can be honest with yourself about the accomplishments that you planned, but procrastination took over. You can be honest with yourself about the type of husband, wife, spouse, child, parent that you are. You see, in order to be wise, wisdom doesn't mean perfection. Wisdom only means you have a clear grasp of who you are and what your attributes are to the world. What do you have to offer to the world? In order for you to functionally, adequately give the world what God put in you to give the world, you have to be honest with your capabilities. We have to be honest with what we can do, and we have to be honest with what we can't do. Life gets so much sweeter when you recognize why you're here. Life gets so much sweeter when you're no longer trying to impress people to be everything to everybody. But once you find out what your niche is, once you find out what it is inside of you that makes that machine go, once you realize that you are the fun uncle, the live auntie, you are the boring grandpa, but you got that wisdom. Whatever your makeup is, you're the only person that can be the best you. You see, friends, when we don't understand who we are, we have to make it up as we go. We're a different person for every scenario. Back when I was a young man, I had a tattoo on my left arm, and it was the picture of two clown faces. Many people have different definitions for it, but the definition I gave myself was everybody wears the mask. You see, friends, they're masks for at home. Some people wear masks at work. Some people wear masks in their religious organization. Some people wear masks with their friends and their associates. But you know where disagreements come from? Do you know where fights come from? It's when we wear the wrong mask to the right party. You see, you showed up with the right place, but you wore the wrong mask. And that's when people say, did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed? No, I just didn't bring my fake persona today. And I may be saying more than I normally would. You see, friends, early on, we're taught to make sure we get along with everybody. We're taught very early that in order to be successful, people must like us. We were taught very early that in order to get ahead, you must have a lot of friends. But I'm here to tell you today that all of those things are not true. Most people who are successful don't have a lot of friends. Most people who have the time to actually focus on a task, to focus on a dream, to focus on a vision, don't have a whole lot of time for associations and parties and going on a lot of trips. You see, people who are focused appear to be boring to many people. And when you're driven, you're going to appear strange to people. You're going to appear weird to people. You may not get invited because even when you're at their party, your mind is on your thing, whatever your thing may be. Your business venture, recalibrating your business, rebranding your business, getting married, focusing on raising children, spending more time with your family. You see, whatever your it is not going to fit into everybody else's it. But when you're honest with yourself and you finally realize why you're here, and you finally realize that I'm sick and tired of trying to make everybody else happy. I'm going to take this plot of land that God has given me, this wonderful family God has given me, this piece of ministry that God has given me, and I'm going to make the best of what he gave me. What's that mean? That means I have to be honest about my shortcomings. I have to be honest about the things I'm not good at. I have to be honest about the things that I may think I'm good at, but someone close to me has told me that I'm not. You see, friends, when we grow up, we can be honest with ourselves, and even deeper, we can appreciate the honesty of people who love us. You know, people who care about you will tell you the truth, but people who want to see you buffoon and see you keep doing foolish things will just keep gassing you up to make you think like you're winning. But learn to appreciate people that tell you the truth. Learn to appreciate people who want your honesty, not only to be theirs because they're around you enough to see who you really are. Sometimes, friends, we're the only ones that don't recognize the man in the mirror. When you look into the mirror, who do you see? Do you see somebody pretending to be somebody else, or do you see your genuine self? When you look in the mirror, do you still see that young child that somebody called stupid? When you look in the mirror, do you still see that 5th grade teacher told you that you'll never figure this math problem out and you'll never amount to anything? When you look into the mirror, do you see the horrors and the things that happened in your childhood and you've never progressed from that point? You see, when we're honest with ourselves, we have to look into that ugly mirror and look at some of the things that happened to us in our past, some good, some bad. Some people left, some people died, but ultimately that's our past. All of those things were allowed to happen in our lives to create who we are today. You see, if we don't have our past, if we don't have our situations, if we don't have our heartbreaks, if we don't have our letdowns, we would not be who we are today. So the Bible encourages us, it tells us that we know that all things work together for the good, for them that love God and are called according to his purpose. You see, friends, being honest with yourself makes us all recognize and understand and appreciate that ultimately our lives are created to give God glory. So my ask of you today, when you're honest about who you are, when you're honest about what would happen if this was my very last day here on earth, have I been my authentic self? Or have I spent a lot of time trying to impress a bunch of people who can care less about me? Have you been as honest as you need to be about what you said you would do at the beginning of 2023? 2023 is coming to a close. Have you checked off all those lists? Have you apologized to all those people you said you would apologize to? Did you mend those broken relationships? Did you go back to that supervisor when you walked out the job and went off on everybody? All those things that you said you would do right, do better, exercise more, eat less, eat better in 2023. I don't want to end this podcast section with us feeling down, but I want us to focus on our goals, our aspirations. All of those things begin with us being honest with ourselves. Don't just talk about it, be about it. Be honest with where you came from. Thank God you're no longer there. Appreciate the people who came, appreciate the people who went, but ultimately don't stay in the same position because of people who walked off and left you. If anybody could leave you, that doesn't mean they're your enemy. If they're not a part of your story, they weren't a part of your destiny. So if somebody's gone, they're meant to be gone. Don't go back into the garbage looking for people that are gone. The fact of the matter is we have to be honest with our current situation, live the best situation we possibly can. And if we want things to change, here we go. Hold your seatbelts. If we want our experiences to change, the only person that can do something about it is us. So my friends, today, I want you to be honest with yourself to become the most wise person that you can possibly be. But first off, you have to be wise with where you came from. You have to be honest with where you came from. You have to be honest with where you are. And you have to be honest about the preparation and the planning of where you're going to go tomorrow. That's my word for today for Wisdom on Wednesdays. I pray that you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and a wonderful rest of 2023. God bless. We'll talk to you soon.